Welcome to the GTGC Dice and Tears podcast, episode 6. I hope you've all got your snacks and your beers and your drinks ready, because this one's going to be fantastic. Who we got on tonight? John, are you there?
John is here, bringing the skills and expertise.
Sam, are you there?
Sam's here, bringing the dollar.
Phil, are you here?
Good evening, listeners, and good evening, Chip. I know you're laying in wait.
Holly, are you here?
Hello.
And Luke, bringing the skills and expertise. Are
As
you
always, I am here, and I am full of what is called the skills, and not so much the expertise. Hi.
Hi, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for everybody joining us as well. It's an interesting Sunday evening in the UK. So let's get straight into it. What have we all been doing hobby-wise? Luke, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been doing something a little bit different, mate. I've been, I have journeyed to the great and wondrous world as Azeroth. Oh, I've got it totally wrong. Azeroth, I think it's pronounced.
Azeroth.
Yes. So I've.
Luke, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Did you need skills and expertise to do that?
I did. But it was kindly, very, very nicely. So anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's World of Warcraft. Anyone who doesn't know what that is, I think everyone knows what that is.
I don't.
No, well, I've started up World of Warcraft, which is very, very good. Holly's really, really liking it as well, so Holly's a part of it as well. And Dale and Jay from the club have been very kind to us and have helped us along our way in explaining it. So yeah, all my time has been taken up with that, and I also started my of course I'll let Holly talk about. We started a new tabletop game as well, which I'll let Holly talk about because it's her favourite thing in the whole entire world. And yeah, those are the two things I've done this week. I'm having good fun.
What are you in World of Warcraft?
I am I've made 5 characters now because I can't make up my mind.
Just like his 40k armies.
Yeah.
And Blood Bowl.
And Blood Bowl, yeah. So I'm actually stuck with now. I'm a blood elf called Gunandor.
Did you need skills and expertise to create that character?
I didn't know. It was all done for me.
What does a Blood Elf do?
A blood elf. I'm a warlock. I summon demons to attack for me. It's pretty
Kinky.
cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So thank you for that, Luke. John, what have you been up to, mate?
Not really.
Sweet.
Yeah, quite literally. I'm trying to think what I've done this week. I think I spent a half hour painting a model, and that was about it.
What did you do last week?
God, you're full of the questions, aren't you?
Those questions, to ask them, you need skills and expertise to
I
answer.
am lacking the skills and expertise to answer these questions. I've mostly been gaming, like playing Counter-Strike Go. Not doing too bad.
Nice.
That's about
nice.
it.
Good work, John. Well done. Keep up the
Cheers,
spirit.
mate.
Sam, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been painting my AdMech army. I spent pretty much half a day spraying
Got
it.
an AdMech army?
Yeah.
A new army?
AdMech army.
What?
No, it's not
Another
a
one?
new army. It's not a new army. I've had it for a while. Anyway.
What, a week?
Yeah,
Man,
but since the last podcast, you didn't have an AdMech army.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Because I even mentioned it on the last podcast as well.
You did.
So I've been painting that. Took me about 2 hours to spray it all properly, get it all ready to go, and then I've been transitioning into the world of contrast paints, which has been fun.
Any
then,
good?
How have you found that?
Do you know what? I prefer it for my skill level. I prefer contrast paints. Not saying anybody who uses them doesn't have a good skill level, but they are considerably a lot easier. You don't have to worry about watering down your paints. Straight on the brush, straight using. I bought some new brushes as well. Artist Opus brushes.
So you killed a mouse.
Pretty much, but don't worry about them.
That's exactly what
they are
you've
really
done.
good. They are really good, and the brush control, because of the way they're made and the way they're weighted, the brush control is so much better on them. So you get an actual much more even coat with the contrast, which has been really important for me because a lot of my stuff's looked a bit wishy-washy.
How have you done metallics with contrast?
So-
I know AdMech, they're robots and shit. And
Yeah, so a lot of my metallic stuff, I have still kept a lot of the normal paints. So like, I think it's called, is it Silver Host, is it? And then putting on
lead belcher and all sorts. Yeah.
Some technical paints over the top of it to give it that shine. So for my Stormcast Eternals, when I started doing some of the guys on there and their little bits on the head, I've used a bit of silver host and then put I can't remember the thing now, but it's a red. Gives it a good, nice metallic look, which has been really, really handy. So I haven't gone completely to contrast. I have still got some, because you can't get a good golden contrast in my opinion. So I'm still transitioning. I'm still finding my way with them. And then secondly, I've been in a lot of talks with our main man, Chip, about what next I can purchase and where I can go.
Where you going with it then?
Where you going?
Yeah. What's happening?
Well, my AdMech army isn't quite 2,000 points yet. So I am deciding to do some Cataphront Breachers, a unit of 3. They look really cool. And 2 Armigers and 2 Warglaves. 2 Hellravens, 2 Warglaves. To complete that army. Possibly even an Iron Strider.
Are you going to go for any of the new AdMech stuff, like the bat people and the little helicopter?
So I've been reading about it, and of course where AdMech it's not a new edition, but I'm slowly starting to read more about them. I probably am going to look. You know me, I'll buy it. It's me in it, and of course I'm going to buy it. I'll try it.
I think you'll like the dudes that were on the horses with the flamer pistol faces.
So the new guys look absolutely awesome. I must say,
incredible. They're really good, and I'm looking at getting some of those with my AdMech army as well because I want to add to it as well.
And I generally think AdMech is going to get stronger. It's going to move, so which would be really cool. But the one thing I haven't actually had a game with them yet, which I'm waiting for this all to finish over because I really, really want to play them. I really enjoy the fact that they are all. I'm painting every single one myself, which is really cool. It means it's a bit more personal to me, the army.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Sam. Phil, what have you been up to, mate?
So I've started growing some spring onions, some radishes, and some carrots.
Farmer Phil.
Yeah, I've got a little garden box going. So gardener's question time. What else? I don't know really. Like when did we
know what you're getting for your birthday, mate? Copy a Gardener's World subscription.
Oh, thank you very much. That'll come in handy. What else? I don't know. Actually, Sam, I need to say thank you for your micro soul and micro set because I've been sticking some transfers onto the knights, and that stuff is brilliant.
Is it good? Is it?
It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a vinegary substance.
What is it? Okay.
But it dries very slowly. So what that means is when you're doing your transfers, it takes a long time to adhere. So you can move them around, get them in the right position. Nice. And then if you've got like funny, so on the Imperial Knight shoulder plates, they've got the bolts. And if you try and put a transfer over it, it looks kind of weird. So it really softens them up. So you can cut little bits off to like make it go around it.
Oh, nice.
So that stuff is absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much, Sam, for giving that to me before lockdown. What else has been going on? No, nothing much really. Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You have my sword and my bow
and my axe.
Yeah, Gimli. That guy is pure comedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks like Carl.
If you squash Carl down a bit.
A little bit. Because I got the size and the frame and the beard. It's just the height, isn't it?
Yeah,
and so I decided to pick up. Not made for cross country. So I picked up the Battle of Pelennor Fields box set. So I'm gonna crack that open next and paint me some Riders of Rohan.
Is that gonna be your main?
Is
that gonna be your main army?
I think so, yeah. I think they're pretty cool.
Riders of Rohan are pretty badass, aren't they?
They're Vikings on horses. What's not to like?
And they're Anglo-Saxon stroke Viking on horses.
Yes.
And when they get to the Pelennor Fields in the film, they just charge.
Oh, don't, Carl. Sam hasn't finished watching it. Just
goosebumps, man. Goosebumps.
It's beautiful, but yeah, so that'll be my hobby.
Well, for the first time, I actually watched Fellowship of the Ring. Just butting on this conversation.
Oh shit, son! How did that go?
I quite enjoyed it.
See, Holly, it's not boring.
I'm going to watch Two Towers tonight, but
and they're all very boring.
I wouldn't say it's my. Whoa.
Why are they boring?
Whoa.
Yeah, why are they boring, Holly? Go on.
I don't know. I didn't get into it, as you can clearly tell, because I don't know what the people are called in
Like
it.
Penny?
Evidently, I was dead set that one of them was called Penny. Don't ask me why. I was certain. I think
you
it's
get
because
confused with the Big Bang Theory. I'm pretty sure.
no, I think it's because somebody's name ends in Wise, and I think Pennywise came into my. I don't know where I was going with it, but
No,
they're
someone's
just
called
really
Pippin.
boring.
Together.
It's Mary and Pippin, so you could have conjoined
Yeah.
the two and.
For Penny.
Yeah, that might be it.
That works.
Maybe.
Sam, I'm just really happy that you're watching Lord of the Rings because
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna watch the Two Towers tonight.
you're
That's
great fun.
experiencing something most of us here experience 10, 15, 20 years.
Sam.
And the rest?
Does it now excite you, Sam?
It does. It really does excite me. And with your comment, Holly, saying it's really boring, at least it's not as boring as the last Harry Potter film. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
No. The last Harry
What?
Potter film isn't boring. It's just incredibly inaccurate.
Well, no. See,
Oh, that's not. This is a whole other situation. Let's not open
it's
this.
a whole other
observation
podcast.
today, so- I'm going to
True.
say this. I mentioned it earlier in WhatsApp. So I watched Maleficent today, and it's basically the same plot line as Harry Potter, the final movie. Because basically in Maleficent, she keeps Aurora alive to die at the precise moment that she needed her to. Same with Dumbledore and Harry Potter. Am I wrong? I don't think so. I think the argument
Never seen
is.
it.
Oh, seriously?
I've never actually finished the books either for Harry Potter, so thanks a lot for ruining it.
Oh my god, what?
I never want it to end.
Oh god, yeah! Oh, me and Phil had this
Basically,
conversation
it's
after like
adorable.
7
No one
gins.
dies, and Harry Potter stays the same age for the rest of his
I
life.
forgot about that.
Finding the
Thank you very much.
Horcruxes. That's what happens.
Have you generally not? Do you know how it ends though, Phil? Don't you?
I don't know how it ends.
That's a
Shut
lie.
up! How do you not
No, I
know
don't.
how it ends?
One of the Horcruxes, Phil, is a golden
Ah.
snitch, and it just goes on forever. Okay, and you'll never catch it, so it never ends the series. Okay.
There you go. That sounds quite nice. I like that idea.
Okay, thank
Moving
you for
on.
sharing, Phil. Holly, what have you been up to hobby-wise?
Rumble Slam.
Rumble Slam!
Yeah, that's it. Rumble
Alright.
Slam.
What's
It-
Rumble Slam?
it is like WWE but for fantasy people, and it's just awesome. And the models are awesome, but the game is very easy to understand and pick up, unlike another game called Harry Potter, which is freaking ridiculous. Rumble Slam we learned in like one evening, not even an evening, and now we can just. I mean, there's probably stuff we're missing,
Think
but
Blood Bowl.
it's just. Yeah, it's so easy and it's just really fun. And the moves are called funny things like Blue Thunder. Just brings me such joy. It's a really good game. I really enjoy it.
The
Freaking Rumble
models
Slam.
are spoofs of well-known pop-related things, not actual pop culture things. So, for example, there is a unit of halflings called the Lord of the Rings.
Ah,
Which
that's a
is
good one.
clever.
I like that.
That's hilarious.
I know, right? There's one I've got. I've just ordered from Chip. A guy called Gobber, which is a goblin dressed in a long Jedi robe, and he's basically an imitation of Yoda.
Guys, if you were interested in getting involved in Rumble Slam, because it sounds and looks like a really awesome game, where would be the best place to buy it from?
Income Gaming!
Hey! Yeah.
Brilliant.
Chip's been really good with us. So we've got so in the box set itself, you get 2 teams. You get the humans and the orcs, so to speak.
So is this like a tag team?
Orcs.
Is this like a tag team? Or...
So basically, I'll give you a very quick rundown. So Rumble Slam is basically hosted by different casinos. All different casinos come together to fight in an arena, and the way in which you make your team up is the people or the fighters that live inside those casinos.
So it's like a quadruple, triple threat ladder table match.
Yeah, pretty much. But there's the casinos are themed. So Holly's got a new army which are called the Glamara. Basically,
the casino's called Gamara,
that's
and they
what I
fight
meant, sorry.
dirty.
Yeah. So, but they are made up of basically they look like dark elves, but they're full of witchcraft and spooky, shadowy stuff. And
There's a serpent lady, an alien people, and Phage. Who is Cage from WWE. They're just my casino. They fight dirty and they're nasty.
But yeah, no. So they fight off against each other, and each character has a set of moves that they can do, like turnbuckle moves or rope moves, and they're all themed around a particular popular character. So, like I said earlier, the human team have a 2-man tag team called the Super Brawlers. They look like Dragon Ball Z characters. They've got the spiky hair and they ripped abs and stuff. It's all very good. But yeah,
and you can have a is it Starfighter? What are they called? Superstar, which I presume is like in Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds really, really good.
It's really good.
So...
It's very good.
How much does it cost?
So for the set, so you get 2 teams, a mat, dice, cards, and rulebook. It's £40.
It's not bad, is it?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Right.
And obviously, if you use the special code, which we'll mention later,
Yes.
that's not too bad, is it?
Not
Okay,
bad.
thank you for that, Holly. So what have I been doing? I have finished the Craftwood Elder that I picked up from Sam, who got it from Luke. So it's all done, painted in Bialtan colours.
Trades for the win.
Yeah, and it trades for the win, and it absolutely looks fantastic. So hopefully, when we get to play games again, I'll be able to bring it down to the club and get absolutely spanked with it, because it's not the most competitive list that I would create, but I really enjoyed it.
What have you got in it?
So there's 2 units of Wraith Guard, one with blades and one with flamers, a Crimson Exarch, a Wraith Knight with a sword and a shield, 2 units of Guardians, both with missile launchers, a Farseer, 6 jet bikes with shuriken cannons, 2 War Walkers, one with 2 shuriken cannons and 2 Bright Lances, and then 2 Wraith Lords, one with 2 missile launchers and a Ghost Glaive, and the other one with 2 shuriken cannons and a Ghost Glaive. What was else in there? And a Falcon and a Wave Serpent. So yeah,
That's nice.
It's okay. It's okay. It needs more Guardians, but I've got plenty from before, so I like units of 20 Guardians because it's just funny. But yeah, no, I'm glad that I've painted them. And to be honest, what I will say, if anyone's listening, Army Painter sprays, absolutely incredible. If you follow the instructions to the letter, the sprays are absolutely incredible, because I managed to spray or prime and base an entire army in half hour to an hour's worth of spraying, and then it was just washing and highlights. So it really speeds on. Look at Incon Gaming; they stock and can get it in for you. Incredible sprays and bases, absolutely fantastic. So to the people that are on our Facebook group, you might have noticed a little post yesterday called Armies on Parade. So we're going to go into that now. We decided to have a little competition around people displaying an army that they're proud of. It didn't have to be especially an army. It could have been a team for Blood Bowl, a wrestling team from Rumble Slam, and it could be Infinity, Bushido, Age of Sigmar, anything that we play at the club, an army that you're proud of. And what I've asked the guys to do for tonight is talk about the ones that they saw the pictures of and thought, I was really impressed with that. And they're going to spend a couple of seconds talking about it. And give you their feedback on it. So should we start with Luke? Luke, what was your favourite armies from Parade yesterday?
I had a few that really took my. The first one being, I think it was Dan's. I really like Dan's Blood Bowl. I think it was Blood Bowl Nurgle team. I just want to make a shout out to him in particular, because I loved the creativity he went with showing us the photos. For anyone who didn't see it, it's the first post that was on there, I think. I think Dan was very eager to get it up, which was really cool. And his it's like a collage of Nurgles, and they're all put in a heart, which I thought was really funny. Hey?
The one on the left is in a boat, in a paddling pool.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
A little floater in there.
It's just really good, and I was well impressed with that one. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I also, so in terms of presentation, I really liked his. I think he got to look good to get like different shots and stuff. And then I was also very, very impressed with, forgive me, I'm just going to check because I don't want to get anyone's name wrong. Wayne's painting of his Eldar is great.
That was the Adeptus Titanicus stuff, wasn't it?
No. Wayne did some Eldar.
Yeah,
The orange and grey ones.
Yeah, for the Adeptus Titanicus game.
Oh, is that what they are? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Oh, you mean the models themselves? Are they
Yes.
are they smaller than? I've never played it, so I don't know. But yeah, I liked that, and with the scenery, and the painting was good. I liked those two. Those were my pick out moments. I think everyone, of course, everyone was very, very good, and I'm really appreciative, as are probably the rest of the guys on here, of the sort of call to arms.
Feedback.
Yeah,
it was incredible, wasn't it? The response from the Gloucester tabletop gaming community was incredible, and I did a quick cheeky post this morning about it because it was actually quite humbling to see that amount of people posting on it. And to everyone that's listening who might not know that we have a Facebook page, it's Gloucester Tabletop Gaming Community. Give us a like or join the group. We a lot of stuff's happening on there. So, John, what were your top picks from the Armies on Parade yesterday?
I really liked Jack's Orcs. Jack Bryson's Orcs. They look awesome.
Yeah, the lighting effect on them.
Yeah, the blue. It caught my eye. I think they just look stunning.
He's an incredible painter, is our Jack, isn't he?
He is. Great player as well. Lovely Jack to play against.
Yes. Yeah, he sort of gives you a tutorial, doesn't he, while you're playing him?
He pretty much taught me how to play Tau when I played him, and he kept reminding me what I'd missed. I was like, cheers. Lovely chat to play against.
Not had the racing period of playing against Jack. I must make a point of doing that.
And what's impressive is that he's managed to do it while still working full time during this lockdown, which is incredible. They do look really, really good. Anybody else, John, or is it just Jack?
Shout out to Matt, Imperial Guard. I love Imperial Guard, and his army is awesome.
Yes.
And he's got like a Baneblade thing in there, so got marks.
Yeah, Matt's guard is really impressive. 6,000 points, he said it was, wasn't it? So it's
wow.
He's converted them to they're like got British tin helmets and stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen him play it once, twice.
He spent an absolute age on that, and if you ever play him at the club, you'll see it in its full glory, as it were.
And you'll probably cry.
The thing is,
that custom Imperial Knight as well. That is something else. Like with the two-handed gun.
Oh yeah, the thing is with Matt, he is such a good modelist, and his conversions and the way he portrays his models, he actually puts a story into his models, which is an amazing thing, So kudos to him on that.
Yeah, he definitely spends time on his models, and I'm just looking at that Imperial Knight now. Same. With that sort of extended sort of Gatling cannon. Fantastic, absolutely incredible entry. Thank you for that, Matt. Sam.
So I got a little top three. Not to say a lot about them, a little top three. But firstly, I just want to say everyone should be proud of what they put on that post, because I was looking at some of these in absolute awe. And look, the painting, the story, the reason why they collected them. It was just such a good post to see the community come together and really share what they do good, and do best. But for me, my top three, so no particular order, would be Toby Robinson. So his Grey Knights. Now I know Carl will be literally doing things under the table to this. Anyway, the reason being is they were well painted. They were really well painted, but they were really well presented, and they just look amazing. And so real well done to him. My second one was our man Dale, Space Wolves. The reason these is because if you all know Dale, he hates painting. Or he doesn't have a lot of time to paint, but you can see he's painted these well. He's painted them really good, and he's presented them really well. And you can see he's put a lot of passion into it. So again, really well done to Dale. And then for me, my personal winner would be Dan with his Blood Bowl team. All right, picture speaks 1,000 words. They're well painted and they were well presented, and the fact that he'd done it in such a quirky way, with being on the boat, with being in the Love Heart, it told a story about his lockdown, and I felt that, and they looked amazing. So really, again, well done for that. And then I just want to mention Nick, pull your finger out, mate. We're waiting to see that army. You can't post up. Can I post mine tomorrow? Has to be on that post, Mr. Nick. We want to see that army.
He was claiming it's massive, wasn't he, as well? So
I know, it's like all blokes. We all claim it's massive.
Let's
see it. Let's see it.
Thank you for that, Sam. Thank you, Phil.
So I had a couple as well. One of them has already been mentioned. So the others on my list. So I played this guy at Blood Bowl before, but I didn't realise he played 40k. So this guy is Sean Loveridge, and it's his Butcher Horde Khorne army. This is such a nicely painted army. I mean, he says he's been collecting it for the past 17 years. And you can tell some time and effort has gone into this. I mean, the Lord of Skulls looks incredible. You've got Khan. This is a really nice army, in my opinion. I think I've got a bit of a soft spot for Khorne, to be honest.
Yeah, the way it was laid out on this table as well, he's got plenty of models there as well. And it's all well painted. So, yeah, no, definitely, man. What else?
Corn mint.
Cool, yeah.
I can't see that.
Who's had all that spag bowl, eh, Sam?
I would never have spag bowl if someone served it out with corn mint. I'll tell them to get out of my house. Not having it.
Oh, okay, I found Sean's post, but I haven't got any photos attached to it. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Sean. Oh wow.
Yeah, that Lord of Skulls.
Blimey, it's huge.
It's a nice army. Yeah,
and he's got one of the termites in it as well. It's a really nice army.
He's even got 2 packs of cards.
Yeah, demons and chaos, I guess.
Yeah.
And then the other army is Holly's Orcs. So this army, so I really like this army, especially Sally. I think Sally is incredible.
Thank you.
A lovely centerpiece to an army. And it's a great army.
Sally being Holly's Stomper.
Yeah. Holly, would you like to say anything about this?
About my Stomper?
Yeah.
Well, when I first got the orcs, I was going to do it all multicolored, and then that was just a horrific idea. So we didn't do that. So the boys are just normal, but then all the vehicles are going to be multicolored. Like that patchwork elephant. This name's left my brain. What's the patchwork elephant called in the books?
Elmo.
Yeah, Elmo. Is it Elmo?
Yeah.
Isn't that someone else?
No, it wasn't Elmo. Elmo was the red bloody
Elmer. Elmer.
Elmo the elephant.
Oh, sorry, Elmo. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Sally. I wanted Sally to look like Elmer, not Elmo.
And do you know what's really annoying? Do you want to know what the real reason? She's being very modest there. The real reason as to why it wasn't multicolored is because I'm a hard ass when it comes to it. Now it has to be the right clan if it wants to be the clan. But now the awkward thing is you can have multi clans in orcs, so that could have worked out quite well.
Be such a Nazi.
That's it. Yeah, so I'm going to hold up my hands and say I stifled Holly's creativity there. Sorry, darling.
Yeah, but my vehicles and Sally is still beautiful. And I was so excited to get Sally.
Absolutely.
Are you going to add to the Orc Horde?
Yeah, I'm going to get more stompers. No, I don't know. For now, I'm leaving the Orcs and doing the Dark Elder. And because I put so much work into Sally and didn't do anything but that for 4 days to get it down the club, and then Dale was really mean, so Sally didn't come back to the club.
Dale.
Yeah, that's true, actually. It only came to club once, didn't it?
Well, it came for the birthday party.
Oh, the cheating game. That was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Anything else, Phil?
No, I mean, I'd like to say just all the entries are so good. It's lovely to see. And I mean, at this time when we're all kind of, we haven't met in person, this is just a great way to stay in touch. Yeah, so I loved seeing all the posts.
Absolutely. Thank you, Phil. Holly, what are your top picks?
So I have 2. Wayne is one of them just because they look beautiful. It's just like, it looks perfect. It doesn't look like it's been painted by someone. It just looks beautiful. And the other one, I'm not just saying this because Phil said about mine. I was already going to say Phil's Pink Knights. mainly because they're pink, and I feel like that's really hard to paint pink so well, and they all look beautiful when they're stood together.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't recommend anyone paints anything pink.
I did think it looked like it was hard to do.
So the way I did it was I got a can of spray from Halfords that was pink and just sprayed them all with that. But the problem is I can't really touch it up because there's no colour comparable.
That's annoying.
So unless I want to spray it again. But yeah, pink is a real. I don't think I paint anything pink ever again.
Why did you paint them pink?
I think I was having a mental breakdown at the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I mean, I had ideas for allying them with sisters and other armies, and I could have painted them, black, white, any other colour. No, I went for pink.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's proved a challenge, and it's a cool army. It's striking.
Well, I'm glad you had a breakdown because they look great.
Thank you very much.
Oh, also, sorry, just to say another thing, because Brocky's wasn't on the main thing, but Brocky's Burrows and Badgers models are just beautiful.
Oh yeah, his and Catherine's, yeah.
Yeah, the painting is just lovely. I didn't realise they were contrast.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they use contrast.
Yeah, I didn't realise that.
Good, thank you, Holly. So,
what do you think, Carl?
Picks. I really like Dave Bishop's Sparta and Greeks.
Oh yeah, they were cool. Where are they from?
So they're from a game.
Yeah.
That have Spartans and Greeks in it.
No, all right. Okay, yeah, cool.
SPQR.
It's called what?
I think the game's called SPQR.
I think you're right. Yes, yeah, something along those lines.
It's called S. Oh god, they were inventive with that name, weren't they? Blimey.
Oh no, it's because it's Latin.
Oh.
So it's an abbreviation of a Latin phrase.
Oh, right. So it's not SPQR, it's like Sproquire.
Yeah, Senatus Populusque Romanus, which means the Roman Senate and people.
That's
Cheers, Dr.
cool.
Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Google.
But no, I thought they were absolutely fantastic and they're really well painted. I played Dave at Civil War, and his painting is absolutely incredible. So fantastic. I really enjoyed seeing those. And actually, just want to emulate what Holly said about Catherine's painting with contrast on Badgers and Burrows. I thought they were incredible. They're called the Poison Reapers. And it's a badger and there's an owl and there looks like to be some rat and mole people which look really, really cool. And I really enjoyed looking at those. They're fantastic. So well done. And I just want to say well done again to everyone that sort of posted their pictures and all the comments. It was really a friendly sort of event that we had at the club yesterday, which was good. So yeah, thank you to everyone that got themselves involved. So I want to quickly move on then to our sponsor, which is Incon Gaming over in Cheltenham, and a lot of us have been since we announced they're our sponsor a couple of weeks ago, been using the discount code that you all get, which is the GTCC podcast.
We've got to change our name now.
Yes, we've got to change our name. And a lot of us have been using them. The delivery service is fantastic. And it's again supporting a great local business, and I know as soon as they're allowed to open, they'll be back open, so you can go in and peruse, play games, meet up, and they do some fantastic events and tournaments there, which I know a lot of the people at the GTGC are willing, sort of frothing at the mouth to get involved in. But yeah, once again, thank you, Chip, for sponsoring us. Say again, Luke.
Does the Incon Gaming tournament, correct me if I'm wrong, did they host a Harry Potter miniatures tournament at one point?
I don't know.
Yeah,
they did.
You have to know how to play it to get into it.
Yeah, so I'm just sort of thinking I might be able to blag it. But okay, cool. I might be able to find some of my people there. It's just to see if we can work out how the... Yeah. No, in the sense of I have no idea how to play that game.
They might, they're not your people.
So I got a funny feeling blagging it ain't going to work for you if you don't know how to play the game.
It's not with me for 40k, so...
You just run in there shouting Expelliarmus and hoping.
And whips out their wands. What?
Oh yeah, that's your type of people.
Luke,
You get a death spell. You get a death spell.
Wand whippers.
Luke, it was called the Pottershire Tri-Wizard Cup.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh, I want to be involved. Anyway, sorry, Carl. You carry on, mate.
That's fine. So guys, if you're listening to this, the discount code when you go to your checkout when you're buying your stuff from Incon Gaming is the GTGC podcast, no spaces, and you get an extra discount on your order. Let's keep Chip busy. Let's get him even more stressed. And
Yep,
buy
he always
more and
likes
more
talking
off
to
him.
me. Thanks,
Yeah,
Chip.
and always. One thing I would like to say about Chip is if you want to email Incon Gaming and just ask the words, "Are you shipping?" He loves it, absolutely loves it.
Are you shipping?
I think
Anyway,
it's a discount to do that.
One thing I'll say about Chip is I haven't seen him stressed. All right, every time he's dropped something off to me or been speaking to him, he's been a happy-go-lucky chappy. And I will just put a shout out while we're talking about him of how much he's done for me in the last 2 weeks in order to me getting stuff from him, dropping it off to my house, coming to see me, guiding me on what to buy if you don't think it's the right thing.
I can do
Yeah,
that.
but-
I can guide you on what to buy, Sam.
You're his best customer.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah,
He'll
you're
tell you
keeping him in
anything,
business,
mate.
you're feeding his family.
Yeah, but that's what I get on, you see. I help a brother out. That's what I'm all about. I help people out. I try my best.
Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, so obviously at 7:00 tonight, our Prime Minister Boris Johnson made an announcement that said you can go out, but you can't go out. You can do this, but you can't do that. So we were expecting a little bit more, but from a club perspective, when are we going to reopen? Who bloody knows? So as soon as it's safe to do so, and me, Phil, and Dale have a good conversation about it, we will make that decision. But as soon as it's safe to do so, we will reopen the club, and we will get gaming again. Yes, Sam.
One thing, when you do make the announcement, can you do it as formal as Boris Johnson did? Can I see you at a desk with a video
Oh my
on the
God,
Facebook
please,
page?
yes.
I'm going to take
I will-
15 minutes to say fuck all.
I don't know. I was trying to
I
be
will
as gracious as
absolutely
possible
do it.
watching that, but I got to the point where I was going, "Come on, mate, tell me what I want to know."
Anyway,
Did anyone notice?
politics.
Did anyone notice he kept looking at his crotch throughout it? Did you reckon he was wearing trousers?
No, I reckon he had a hard on because he's the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
He's
you're about to
finally
go
done it,
Skype
boys.
meeting.
Stay alert. Oh.
Stay alert, might save a life.
I will absolutely do a Boris Johnson-esque.
But you've got to cut your hair like him as well, because that guy, I'm not being funny, has
He's
clearly
blonde.
had a haircut. He's clearly had a haircut, so he is not observing social distancing.
Well,
Do
he's
you
lost a
reckon
lot
Carrie
of weight,
Simmons is
though,
doing
hasn't
it?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so as soon as we can, we will reopen, but we'll only do so when it's safe to do that, and we use our own common sense as well. Okay, so we're going to quickly move on then to the Blood Bowl Online League. Phil, what you got for us there? Because I know it's Tom's main.
So Tom Brocky, the man, the legend, has set up a league called, what's it called? GTGC, Escape the Madness.
Yep.
Right.
And this is a little Blood Bowl league that he's got about,
Little, it's massive.
Huge.
Oh, little, yeah, it's it's huge. So what we got about 8 or 9 people in it.
Yeah.
And that is to help us escape the madness.
Oh, Phil, can you just do me something that's just going to brighten up my evening? So, Brocky posted that announcement on the Facebook page. Can you just do everyone the delight of reading John's little snippet about what Brocky put about John? It's the best thing ever. John, have you read it? It's awesome. It's
It
so
was brutal.
funny.
Like
It's
I
so
saw a
funny.
new side. I saw a new side to Brocky and I absolutely loved it. Like, the bitchiness, the claws came out.
Fantastic.
Fucking loved it.
It's so
Yeah,
good.
so he has said,
He's reading it.
just like Dale, John Hughes, just like Dale, is a new Blood Bowl coach. He doesn't boast the best record in 40k or Burn, and I have been reliably informed he plays one of the worst armies. Well, he seems to like to give himself a challenge.
He plays Tau.
He plays Tau, one of the worst armies. Oh dear.
Hey,
Hey,
It's not finished. Keep
we
going.
can win games. I've won a game, but Ty can win games with like a quarter of the game.
so his White Goblin Society, you guessed it, Goblin team, are probably the most fun team in the league, but also regarded as one of the worst by much of the Blood Bowl world. John's team has some secret weapons, not particularly well hidden up their sleeves. This is where it gets good. Their opponents better be ready for some craziness. John will win the fun league, but also finish rock bottom. I'm sure he will enjoy the ride.
So actually, I've got to
Fucking
say,
hell.
an intro about what we've been doing this week hobby-wise. I have been playing Blood Bowl. I'm the Goblin team, and I've had bugger all luck.
I just feel like there needs to be a montage at this point now of John just on his computer furiously clicking.
So is this the first time you've played Blood Bowl, John?
No.
Okay. So what
Very
attracted you?
Oh, John, you had an out there, mate.
No, I'm not taking me out. I'm going to own this.
So what made you pick goblins?
They look fun.
Yeah, a little bit of fun.
I ain't
fair
playing
enough,
something
innit?
just to win. I want to have fun.
Really cool, man.
Carl, what have you gone for in the league?
Union Elves, is it? Union something? I don't know. Because
Elf Union.
Yeah, I just thought, I like to play a fast passing game, as you noticed the other night. And humans just don't do it for me. So I read up on it. I thought I'll go for those guys because they seem like they can pass the ball.
I reckon you're going to do really well. It's your first game against me.
Yes, dwarves, isn't it?
No, I've got dwarves. I reckon you're going to thrash me.
No, Phil, you're much better than me. Because do you remember the other night? Like, I didn't even know who I was playing against, and I was humans. And that one pass at the end, if that would have made a success, that would have been a 2-2 draw. And that would have been incredible for me. I'd have been so happy with that.
That would have been so good. My little goblin had to run him back there to mark your player, just to put him off. But no, that was a great game. Such a good game. So yeah, that'll keep us busy for the next few weeks, won't it?
Yes, yeah, and it's in such good spirit, isn't it? So if anyone's listening to this and you want to get involved, there will be another one. We basically just do an online Blood Bowl league, isn't it? With Blood Bowl 2 from Steam, or Humble Game. You can get it a little bit cheap at the moment. Humble Bundle, you can get a little bit cheap.
Who else is playing? Luke, what are you playing in it?
Well, I had one team, and then I was told I couldn't use it. Well, I was told I could use it, but it might have been a really bad idea.
What team was that?
They were called the short stacks, I think, something like that. Basically, it was a gutter runner Skaven base with an ogre and a minotaur, along with a goblin chainer and a goblin ball thing.
Ball and chain?
Yeah.
Oh, what? So wait, was this a mixed team?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I didn't do it, and I've gone back to my first love, which is my Skaven, because I win games with them.
I mean, a mixed team league would be so good.
Yeah, I thought that.
But Skaven, you'll do well. Like, how many gut runners did you go for?
8?
All of them.
Just all of them.
Yeah, the gut runners are amazing.
Fantastic. No, it's going to be good fun. I'm really looking forward to it. My team are called the Kick Teasers.
Oh, yeah, the Kick Tease.
So, yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that one. Obviously, we still got the other one to finish as well. I think I'm playing Phil Doken this week, which I'm not really looking forward to because he's fantastic.
Who am I playing? Am I playing you, Phil? I'm playing Brocky. That's what I'm doing.
I'm playing Dan then.
Oh, good luck.
Oh,
guys.
yeah, good luck.
Okay, so let's go straight into the Q&A. So we've had a few questions from our gaming community. I want to address something very quickly, though. On the last podcast that we had, Stephen Smith claimed to be the best Blood Bowler in the club, but Tom Brocky pointed me in the right direction, who told me that he beat him 3-1 that very same week at Blood Bowl Online. So I kind of think Tom's the best Blood Bowl player at the club.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
There's not much I can say other than, the result speaks for itself.
So who is out of the, because obviously I'm not a part of the sort of real life Blood Bowl shenanigans. Who is the best out of all those people, Phil? If you had, I'm not putting anyone on a pedestal or anything, but I'm just generally interested. Is there, if you had to have two people face off against each other for like the crowning title, which I'm thinking Carl might be a good idea, just saying. Who would that be? Who would it be off against? You can't vote yourself.
Last season it was a tie between Carl and Andy for best player. These guys are the new generation of Blood Bowl. There's something else.
The new generation.
Cheers, Phil.
Right, no worries.
But seriously, though.
In my opinion, it would be the people like Mr. Phil right there, and Phil Dolkin, and Andy and Ian, his brother. They're fantastic players. So we got a great bunch of Blood Bowlers at the club, which is fantastic. It's great to have a good community and a strong community. So let's go on to the other questions then. So Andy Bishop has asked, what kind of music gets you boys and girls in the mood to get miniature painting done? Luke?
Yeah.
Is it Britney Spears?
Metal.
Yeah. No.
I reckon Lucas Nirvana. He loves Nirvana.
Oh, shut up, John. For the record, I Nirvana are terrible. This is where our viewer count just plummets. No, but anyway, no, it's not Nirvana. It's either a I listen to, like, for the better word, really, really angry music. It's just I'm quite an angry person, really. Mine would be deathcore. Bit of Parkway Drive, maybe a bit of Suicide Silence, Job for a Cowboy, stuff like that. Or on the completely other spectrum, might be a nice podcast, or it might just be Harry Potter audiobooks. As we've discovered recently, I've listened to the Harry Potter audiobooks in total hours, 1,596 hours worth.
Wow. Luke, very quickly, you said Job for a Cowboy. Is that like Brokeback Mountain?
It's quite the opposite, Carl. It is quite the opposite.
It's a job for Sam Phillips.
It's.
Hey, I'm no cowboy. I do a good job.
Very good.
Might be an asshole, but I'm not a cowboy.
Yeah, no, Carl. I'll link you to some later. We'll watch your ears bleed.
Okay.
Cool.
John.
If I see something to drown
Nirvana.
No. No, if I see something background noise and like lo-fi sort of hip hop thing, it's quite good just to sort of.
Hold on. Whoa, hold on a second. You can't just use the generic term hip hop. I need a bit more than that. Are we talking R. Kelly?
Lo-fi.
Are we looking? Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh.
It's just very calm music. It's like it's almost
How
like
is hip-hop
elevator. It's like
calm?
background music, but it's really good in the background. Like you just try and
Do you mean-
concentrate.
Like one of those YouTube channels that plays it endlessly on the loop.
I've got a Spotify playlist. I just put on when I want to just block out the background. It's called lo-fi hip hop music. It's like
Okay, we're gonna go have a
10
look
hours
at that in a minute.
Other than that, it's I've got a playlist of just stuff I like to listen to, which is everything from like Nirvana. To Jimmy World.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Anything really.
Mine's there's only two songs I listen to, and it has to be these two songs: German war music or Barbie Girl. No other song will do. Okay, it's German war music or Barbie Girl. It depends what I'm painting, and as you know, I change a lot of my models up, so that music's on quite a lot. Now,
what's your favourite German war song?
It goes a bit like I don't know.
I mean, that was brilliant. Not sure it was quite PC, but it was brilliant.
Anyway,
see that.
in all seriousness, I actually watch YouTube videos, and I watch a battle report, or I watch something to do with the models I'm painting. So, as you know, I've been painting AdMech. I've been watching a few AdMech battle reports. which is
Nice.
it's hard because you are concentrating on painting, but it's the sound of hearing what they're doing and where they're going and things like that. So that's what I do.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sam. Phil.
So I've been listening to the Horus Rising audiobook, which I've been listening to for just months because I really struggle to get through it. I forget what's going on. So yeah, that's mine. Yeah, it's but it's really interesting. Old Jabal turning into a beast. Yeah, bloody hell! Didn't expect that. Yeah, so that's why I listen to audiobooks.
Okay. Thank you, Phil. Holly.
So usually I would prefer to have the TV on, but
Nirvana.
that's mainly because I like to procrastinate and I can just start watching TV
That's
and
me.
I
forget.
second that because I procrastinate and I watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch like Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, it'll be Grey's Anatomy or actually Friends or The Simpsons, or if it is music, it'll be like Architects, Parkway Drive, that kind of thing. But I like to procrastinate, so it'll be TV.
Fair enough. Okay.
I mean, you can just forget about all the models that you've got to paint and just get lost in the TV, which is
Yeah, until Luke goes, Holly, the paint is drying on your brush. What the fuck are you doing?
The amount of brushes we have gone through, don't. So I don't buy nice brushes anymore because
So
Holly
you
just
don't
doesn't
get
want-
nice things, Holly.
Yeah,
Oh, shut up.
we've got. I'm not going to go into it. We've lost a lot of brushes.
I'm just going to start hydro dipping my models. Just buy a little hydro dip machine, just dip them in. Done.
Yeah.
That's
What do you listen to, Carl?
So I like nothing better to get in my hot water in the tub, setting up my paintbrushes, setting out my colours, my washes, all ready for the model I'm about to paint, and settle in and listen to the GTGC Dyson Tears podcast while I
Oh God!
Did you just
Oh,
say you
dear.
like to get into the hot water in your
He did,
tub?
he
Does
did,
that mean
didn't
you
he?
paint in your bath?
No, I use hot water as my water rather than
Right,
cold
let's
water.
clarify that then, because I just got
Oh,
images
it
of you in the
did.
bath.
Yeah,
I
so
got that
did I.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah. But doesn't
Couple of
hot
candles, a glass of wine, bit of rose petal.
He don't even need a pot for his water. He just dips it in the bath. There you go, that's fresh.
That's why Carl's got a slightly darker tinge to him, simply because he's covered in Axrax Earthshade.
Yeah, he bathes in Nong oil.
But Carl, doesn't hot water split brush ends?
No, not in my experience. What I find is that the hot water actually helps to dissolve the paint on the brush quicker, and allows me to roll out the tip of the brush very quickly, and it keeps its form quite nicely.
Good advice.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so the next question, let me get my phone out because it's a WhatsApp question that the big man Andy has asked. Probably one second, let me just scroll down here because I'm an old
This is the
man.
question we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, I didn't want to release it because it's fucking hilarious. Okay, so here we go, boys. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Based
Come.
on Ray's oddly attractive orc cheerleaders, which was a
Yeah,
post.
Here we go.
Who is your ultimate 40k marriage material?
Wow.
Oh my
What a
god.
question!
Wow,
that
So,
he's
is.
Luke-
thought about this question.
Yes, mate.
Who is your 40k marriage material?
Well, the thing is, I don't know a huge amount about covering lore, so you've got me stumped there. I'm afraid. I'm going to say
You have
something.
a sister's army.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, but they're all. I don't know if you've looked at the models, but they're ugly.
Yeah, but
I'd say
right.
in that case then I'd say based on what she's done and what the lore around her is probably Sister Amelia, because she's just awesome and she has a scar on the side of her face in the shape of the insignia of the eagle. I don't know what that thing's called.
Okay.
What's that thing called?
The Aquila.
The Aquila. That's the one. Yeah, she's got a scar.
welcome.
Looks like that. Thank you. Her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's good to hear that you're fantasizing over a model, Holly. Take notes.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Carry on.
John.
You know what? It don't love this. Rowboat girly man.
Really?
Well, just think, right?
All right.
He's
floats your boat,
your significant other. He's off taking care of everything. Finances are impeccable. The house
John
is
wants to be a
clean,
kept
of
woman.
course. And you're just there to, procrastinate painting your models, and everything else is dealt with.
Nice. I
Find
get
your
it, I get
better
it.
partner.
Seen a new side to you tonight, John. I like it.
It's the sensible side.
Sam.
Mine would be Commander Shadow Sun, because nothing beats a woman in robotic armor beating the shit out of you.
Wait a minute, what? Sorry, explain.
But no, I was reading a bit the other day. I read snippets online and stuff, and I never knew Commander Shadowson was actually a woman. And seeing her in all that white gear, I was like, yes, please, I'll have a bit of that. So there you go.
Sam's thought about this question before he even asked the question, which is kind of worrying.
It was very quick to answer, wasn't it?
That's why I can't buy Tau, because I'll just have a whole fleet of Commander Shadowsun.
And an erection.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. So Phil,
Buxom orc wench.
Oh,
What, bubble?
Blood bowl boner. Yeah, easy.
done. Job done. Married.
Right, Holly, over to you, my love.
Well, the only things I know from Warhammer are orcs or Magnus. And quite frankly, I don't really want to be with these. Well, being with Magnus would be pretty cool because he could just scoop you up in his big, strong arms and you could go for a fly around and that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, but he'd be like the type of guy who'd cry after sex after all that's been going on, wouldn't he? To be honest. It'd be terrible pillow talk.
Right? He reminds me of the devil from the film that Seth Rogen did about the end of the world. And the end, if anyone's ever seen that.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
This is the end.
This is the end.
That's what he reminds me of, and that would hurt.
I think I'd rather go with Magnus over an orc, though. I wouldn't want to live with an orc.
But the problem is, Magnus can't do anything wrong.
No, he did nothing wrong, John. You're
Magnus
right.
did nothing wrong.
So, yeah.
That's the story of the marriage.
You know the story of Magnus, Holly. You know his pain. You know his suffering.
Yeah,
He
and
did
I could
nothing
make
wrong.
him happy
Aw.
in an emotional sense.
I bet you could.
Right.
Thank you
What
for
do you think,
sharing,
Carl?
Holly. So for me, it'd be Rogor Dawn. He has a stunning haircut, and he could build a wall, and nobody could penetrate it. Even the Iron Warriors failed.
Nice.
Rogor Dawn's my guy. He's my hero. Okay. So, thank you for sharing, guys. So the next question then is from Alistair Pring. If there is one game not commonly played at the GTGC that you would like to introduce, what is it?
Rumble Slam.
The thing is, right, I could quite easily do Rumble Slam, and I feel that's a cop-out kind of answer. What I'm going to go
no,
with.
it looks amazing, man.
I
So,
know
yeah,
it's very good. No, Holly would be the one to introduce that. Holly, it's very much Holly's game. My game is going to be Harry Potter. I will conquer this beast. Like John, I always go on about it. John, have you read the rules now?
Yes.
Is it just me? It is terrible, right?
It's just you.
Oh no, really? Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh god.
John's got no chill, man. You know this.
You know this. He's not like
Well, after Luke forcing Rocky's post to be read out, fuck you, Luke. No chill.
No, yeah, I'd introduce Harry Potter miniatures. I am going to be introducing.
Or
Harry
maybe
Potter
John should introduce Harry Potter miniatures.
Oh fuck it, yeah, John, you can do it.
Or maybe John should teach you how to play.
He's
not doing
a
me
good
any
idea?
favours.
I'm never going to give him 40k. I'm not going to give him Harry Potter regardless.
No, but to second that, obviously I don't shut up about it, and so much so it sparked interest in Dan Hughes, who's now gone out and bought.
I think Chaz has as well, isn't he? Or is he going to?
I think Chaz is going to get it as well. I've tried my best to blank it, just so obviously the guys, if you listen to this, it is a good game to some extent. It's just got its original origin isn't English, it's Spanish. So I think there's a lot that's misinterpreted in the text, as well as the models are absolutely amazing. Hi.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say buy the starter set, see what you think before buying anything else. And I will, if we continue to be inside for a little bit longer, I have said to the guys I will be posting up a how to play video once I understand how to play.
Right, should John do that or you?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. If yeah, that's my answer.
Brilliant, thank you, Luke. John?
Mine would be bolt action. I know there's a few guys interested in it. I should really want to play it. It looks cool.
Great
Read
game.
the rules; they sound really good. And Sam, being the lovely, not a cowboy gentleman that he is, gifted me the US Airborne starter set, which I'm very looking forward to painting.
Yeah, because I've noticed Matt has played a lot with his wife Becky, hasn't he, over this sort of isolation period. So yeah, no, it does look really cool. And if you're into World War II miniatures, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, I just want to play against Sam dressed in his full Nazi uniform, because I'm guessing he's got one.
Yeah, but
Singing some German songs.
he might get arrested on the way to the club. We'll see.
No, it's non-political.
Yeah, just don't point to where the club is with the right arm.
Yeah.
Sam?
So for me, on the back of Bolt Action, there is a game called Cruel Seas, which I really want to play, because who doesn't love battleships? And who doesn't love boats and destroying people with your massive guns? Cruel Seas is a World War II, a bit like Bolt Action, is World War II miniatures based for the Navy.
Yeah.
And it does tie inside with another game, I can't think of the name of it now, which does the RAF and the Luftwaffe side of it.
I've seen the maps, not the
I think
actual game.
I think it's called Blood Red Skies.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So for me, I'm a massive history buff for World War II and stuff. So for me, that would be the games I would like to play: Bolt Action, World War II, World War II games. So.
Cool. Yeah, no, absolutely. And the Cruel Seas does look really, really cool. So it looks something that a lot of people would be into. Phil, thank you for that, Sam. Phil, anything you would like to try and get going at the club?
Yeah, I mean, I've recently got into the Midler strategy battle game, so that would be something that I'd like to. I don't know if anyone out there plays it. You have my sword. Yeah, if anyone, I think Jay plays it. I think Luke, do you play it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? A yeah or yeah?
It was a yeah.
Yeah, little John.
Yeah, no, I do. I do. I need to get a new I need to get a new army because, as you know very well, Phil, I had a Battle of Pelennor Field set. And I sold it.
You mother.
Yeah,
mother
I didn't know you were looking. We didn't know you were looking for one, did we? And then we made
It's
that.
alright.
We made that plunder, but never mind.
These things happen. But yeah, I think it looks like a really nice game system, and just looks like a little bit of fun. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Lord of the Rings for Phil. Holly, anything you'd like to bring in?
Rumble Slam? I don't think I've said it.
What game?
But I really like Rumble Slam, and I think everyone should play Rumble Slam. So Rumble Slam.
Holly,
Rumble
I
Slam?
will play Rumble Slam when we're down again. I will definitely go into it.
Everyone will like Rumble Slam. Seriously, it's really good.
Okay.
When we can leave the house again, but can't leave the house again, and then we go to the club, but we can't go to the club, we'll play.
But we might not be allowed to play, but we might be allowed to play.
Absolutely, that's the sort of commitment we like to see, guys. Non-committal commitment.
What is Carl going to bring to the club apart from his charisma, his
And winning personality.
and his musk?
His musk.
I really want to see X-Wing down the club. Really, I love X-Wing. I love Star Wars. I'm a massive Star Wars buff. I have 2 squadrons of Rebellion and sort of Imperial. I just want to see X-Wing down the club. That's for me. That's going to be my goal and my drive.
You have a lot of Imperial stuff.
I do. I'm not a big fan of Imperial, but I've got it just in case. And I want to learn the game. I want to play it better, and I want to bring it to the club because I actually think X-Wing would be something that a lot of people would get involved in, because it's relatively cheap to get into. All the models are pre-painted. You get all the cards that you need when you buy the model, and you can buy a little squadron of X-Wings, TIE fighters, all that sort of good stuff, and just crack on with it. there's sort of metas as you get in 40k, but I think it would be something a lot of people in the club would get involved in. I know a couple of other people do play it and they would like to see more of it. So that's my goal for the rest of the year when we eventually allowed to get back at the club, is to get X-Wing down there, and hopefully we can do that. Okay, so thank you for your answers, guys. So there's one more. I think there's two. I think we've got one from John as well, but we'll answer Jamie's first. So what are your thoughts on Chaos Predators this edition? If you would change one thing about them, what would it be?
What's a Chaos Predator?
Piece of shit. Carry on.
Carry on. Next, John.
Yeah, mate.
I've no idea what a Chaos Predator is, mate.
It's a tank I don't own, so I've never read the rules for it.
So it's like you get Predators, like the Imperials got it and the Chaos have it, because they have to have everything the Imperials have.
Is it a tank?
It's a tank.
Primaris, have we?
You can have twin las cannon on top and 2 las cannon sponsons, or you can go auto cannon on top and 2 heavy bolter sponsons.
Sounds brilliant.
It's do you know what, actually on paper they're really, really good, and I've got Black Templar Predators but not Chaos.
So to answer your question, Jamie,
Jamie,
I would say go for it. Make it the rule of cool. The more spikes, the better. Does it have spikes?
I'm not even that cool. That's the problem.
Do they have spikes?
Of course, they've got spikes. It's chaos.
I was just making sure, because if it didn't,
That's like saying do primary sub-lieutenants.
Because obviously Chaos players have to have everything the Imperial Space Marines Army have, because we were Space Marines once too. So John, thoughts?
I have no idea.
I like this question.
And that's the quality content people listen for.
I'd make it bigger and a Lord of War. Make it cost more so people don't have to use them. But then to me, it's got good range. It's like you said, Kai. Its rules look good on paper, but whether they play well, I've not played a Chaos Army. I've not played against a Chaos Army actually. But it's whether, to me, I don't think the model looks that bad. To be honest,
It's a nice model.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah, they're really cool.
But I do think they're better on paper than if you'd have played it in an army.
Phil?
I don't fucking know. Ask someone else. I don't have a clue.
Sorry, Jamie.
Yeah, sorry, Jamie. Sorry.
Jamie, just don't play Chaos.
Go on, Holly. Tell us about the Predator thing.
Let's be honest. If you guys don't know what the fuck it is, how am I supposed to know what the fuck it is?
Oh, I know what it is.
Well, on to you then, Carl.
Oh, don't.
Jamie, it really depends, because obviously if you're playing Death Guard, then you've got access to the mortars as a tank, and sort of all the other bits and pieces that are better than Predators. I mean, Predators have their place. I mean, if you get a set of 3 of them, and then if you think about it, that's for 12 las cannon shots a turn, but they are quite expensive, and they will attract fire. Whenever I play yeah, absolutely. Whenever I play against a Chaos Army or an army that has a Predator on it, I mean, remember the game, Sam, when me and Andy played you and Chaz?
Yeah.
Chaz had 2 Predators. I took him out my first turn of shooting because
to be fair, that game we had 3 Predators because I took a Battle Predator as well.
Yeah.
And although they were the Blood Angels versions, they were just shocking. They just got destroyed.
They had to die very, very quickly, because actually, if you give a Predator an inch, they'll take a mile. So you have to kill them very, very quickly. So
massively, but I do think they are hindered by the fact that when they move, the heavy comes into effect, and you have to have line of sight with them, unlike some other tanks like the mortars and stuff that you don't. Especially speaking of Death Guard, they don't need line of sight. So there is that downfall to them, but they just were shocking. They were a concentration of fire. I think by turn 2, I think they were down to like 1 wound.
They had to die. They had to die. And Jamie, so I think
take a Forge Fiend instead.
Yeah, Forge Fiend.
I'm just looking at the codex now, and the Forge Fiend's like 2 data sheets up.
Yeah.
It's only that's on the power because I can't be able to find the points because the codex is stupid. But the Forge Fiend is 9 power. The Predator is 9 power. I'll take a Forge Fiend any day of the week over Predator. It's a much cooler model.
Reflecting what John says there, I'd rather take a unit of 10 Havocs and have 4 las cannons in it stick them in a building so they get +1 to their cover save. There's probably some shenanigans out there that's give them a +1 armor cover save, so 2+ save. Whereas a tank, it's got to be out in the open. I would take Havocs before Las Cannons.
But a Forge Fiend, you've got the 3+ save. It's toughness 7, not brilliant, but it's also got done 1, so it's got 5% invulnerable save, and every round you regen a wound.
Nice. Okay, so that's better.
Yeah, take a Forge Fiend.
So
Stick to your mortars. You got Death Guard army. Stick to your mortars. They're nice. They're really good. I like them.
Okay. So the last question then we have was from John. Let me find it. It's in our WhatsApp channel because there's silly nonsense that happens on there. Okay, so question from John: which army game system would these celebrities collect? So what would Boris Johnson collect? Stephen Fry, Danny Cipriani, and the Queen collect. Anybody like to jump in on that one?
Well, Boris Johnson would collect. He'd be like me. He wouldn't have a clue what he'd collect. He wouldn't have a clue. He wouldn't be spined up. That's Boris Johnson's army. He'd have more, and then he'd trade him again next week, and then he'd have them all again the week after. He's just like me, really.
I bet the Queen would have something vicious. I bet she's got a
Custos.
nasty streak. Like she'd be able to fuck shit up.
Custos, because she thinks she's like Emperor Man or something.
No, I think she has something like Slanesh.
Yeah.
I thought she'd just go for Imperial Guard.
Yeah,
Live the dream.
Painted with bearskin hats.
I think Stephen Fry would be sensible and go Black Templars or Grey Knights. Just
Well, hold on. What was the question again?
What do you mean?
No.
Which army?
Go on, read it.
Which army game system would these celebrities collect?
See, game system. I don't think Stephen Fry would even go with Warhammer. I think he's a Rumble Slam man.
No, I think he would go for Harry Potter because he'd understand the rules.
But why doesn't he do that? Stephen Fry, if you're listening, can you please narrate?
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
Queenie, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Well, she is in lockdown. She probably has got a lot of time to listen.
Liz, if you're listening, have a word with Bojo, will you? Thirdly, if Stephen Fry, if you're listening, if you're listening, can you please narrate the Harry Potter miniatures rulebook for me, please? Thank you. Carry on.
Who was the other person? Because
Danny Cipriani.
Who's that?
Oh, okay.
So he's a rugby player for Gloucester. He's actually an incredible rugby player.
He's alright.
He's better than alright.
He's past his.
He doesn't play for England, does he?
No.
I bet you he played Blood Bowl.
I would say he would play Blood Bowl, and he'd be an Elven Union team as well.
Something crazy passing.
Yes.
I thought he played 40k and he played Ultramarines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's but I think he's quite thoughtful, and I think he might go for Elder.
Maybe
quite
like the
tactical.
challenge. Yeah.
In more answer to your question, we actually know who Henry Cavill plays. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so publicised, though, isn't it? And do you know what really sort of grinds my gears about that? It's like as soon as he announces it, every tit in their army is like, "I'll challenge him to a game." Shut up, mate! You don't care.
Oh, that made me laugh.
on.
What with
Christ.
Mini Wargaming's post out?
It was actually embarrassing.
Oh.
I felt embarrassed for them.
Like he sat there at his desk going, "Oh, look at this! I'll go down to Gloucester and I'll challenge them people." Yes.
He might live in the Cotswolds. You never know, mate.
I think
you
he does.
Yeah, but he hadn't
Doesn't
think
he?
about that. He's probably got 3 or 4 people he pays to play against.
I'm checking because I'm pretty damn
It's
sure he
Buck.
does.
Are you stalking Henry Cavill?
I've been stalking Henry Cavill for years, mate.
For years, man. Years.
Oh yeah.
Is Danny
not
Cipriani the
weird.
person that dated Charlotte Church?
No,
That's Gavin Henson.
Shut up, Holly. That's the Welshman.
Danny Cipriani dated Karen Flack.
Ah.
He did.
Oh.
Yeah, so okay, so that's all the questions we have for this evening. Hopefully the people that are listening that asked them have got the answers they wanted, or maybe not.
Sorry,
so
Jamie.
I don't think Jamie did.
sorry, Jamie. Don't mind Predators. They're okay, but they're not the greatest.
Unless
So
Arnold Schwarzenegger comes with them.
yeah, I mean, just to sort of wrap it up, guys, we're trying to do these every 2 weeks now, just to keep our sanity and keep you guys going. We appreciate everybody that listens to this sort of podcast.
We've got an
don't
extra
forget,
special treat for next week, haven't we, Carl? We've got a new series coming.
I was getting to that, Luke. Shut your
sorry.
mouth.
Fucking hell.
All right,
Jesus
all right.
Christ.
Sorry.
So,
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
John, our resident Dungeons and Dragons dungeon master, we're going to have a go at Dark Heresy. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. See, I know the lingo, boys. I know the lingo.
John, how many
yeah.
people have actually created their character?
You.
Yes,
Whoa,
just
whoa,
me.
whoa,
I'm the
whoa, whoa,
only
whoa.
one.
I tried.
Sam, did I do that the other day in chat and John just fills in the blank?
Oh, yeah, you were just one word answering where you came from.
You went full on Carl.
What's your world like? Trees.
You went full on, Carl.
Cheers,
Cheers, Carl. Oh, that was brilliant.
So we've got that to look forward to, guys. So we're going to do a Dungeon Dragons Dark Heresy.
And we're all going to do it in
well,
character, aren't we?
Special. A lot of us have never done Dungeons and Dragons before, or D&D style games. So it's going to be a learning curve. We're going to record it. And we're going to post it. And we're going to do all that sort of shebang with it. We're all looking forward to that, and a lot of the people that probably in our sort of gaming community that do Dungeons and Dragons will probably laugh hysterically at the faux pas that we make. So which I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm gonna have a few beers on board. Why not? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I recommend
have a good
drinking.
laugh.
They'll make it a lot better.
We're going to have a fucking right laugh.
Yeah. It's going to be music, sound effects.
I'm going to buy some Fireball whiskey.
Oh, don't. That's not fair.
Or Skittle vodka is there.
Oh, Skittles vodka. That's lovely.
You can't buy that, though.
You make
Hey,
it
hey,
pretty simple.
You make
Skittles
it
and
really
vodka.
easy.
I made it in my room at uni. It's simple to make.
It's anything with vodka. You can put strawberries in vodka and it'll make strawberry vodka. It's quite simple, quite
Is
straightforward.
there anything anybody else would like to say? Not good. Okay, so guys, thank you for listening. Don't forget your special Incom gaming discount code is the GTCC podcast, no spaces or capitals. Put it in at the checkout and you will get an extra discount all your orders. Happy gaming, guys, and I look forward to speaking or
Bye,
talking to you guys next
everybody.
week. Bye.
Bye.
Ta-da.